Hey, everybody. Welcome to our September live broadcast. Hey, hey, hey. All right. So, as some of you may start to be coming on, I just want to reflect on the fact that I am so happy that it's September and that we have made it through this crazy retrograde eclipse season that we've all been through. And yeah, so I'm going to get into it a lot more in a few minutes, but lots of movement this month. Hey, Keely, glad you're here. So this summer was, since about May, I think it was, has just been such a period of just really kind of deep work and sort of testing our abilities to stand still and feel like we are moving backwards at some points. Sometimes feeling like we get a little nudge and then we get this big like insight and like, yes, this is the thing. This is what happened to me all summer. And then I kind of riding the wave of that and then like realizing I'm standing still in the same position. It's like, what is happening? So yeah, so the eclipses really bring us kind of deep within and doing lots of inner work, and then all those retrogrades kind of keep pulling us backwards. So huge shifts happening this month. And I'm going to show the three cards in a moment. But what I wanted to mention was, and I'm mostly speaking to those of us in the Northern Hemisphere who are moving into fall very soon, in a couple weeks, that oftentimes this time of year, we start to sort of, after sort of the brightness and the loudness and the bigness of summer, we start to sort of go inward. And because we had such a different type of summer, it's almost like we're getting this huge sort of kick and wave forward before that happens. So I don't think that this is a typical September, actually. It is in some ways, and it is not in other ways. I'll go through that. So if you're here, I got 3 live viewers right now. More are going to be coming on. So please say hi and let me know you're here. If you're watching the replay, please also let me know that you're watching. Hey, Joe, and hey, Joy. So nice to see you guys. Okay, so the big theme for this month is, is it showing? No, it's not showing. There we go. Ride the wave. So whether you are starting something new, a new program, a new school year, a new project, or if you are perhaps picking up where you left off, maybe last spring when all the energy started to sort of shut you down and bring you backwards. The big theme is movement, and we're all going to be kind of receiving this sort of this wave of momentum. And so it's all about riding that wave and allowing the wave to take you wherever it's going to take. You're not going to really know the direction it's taking you, and to simply ride the wave. So let me, on that note, so as you're holding that, let me just hold up the 3 cards. So I'll do it all together first. I just wanted to show the right way in the camera here. Okay. All right, so those are the 3 cards together, and let me hold them each up individually and just take a moment to, take a moment to just breathe in the energy of each card and the imagery. Allow whatever thoughts, emotions, reactions, sensations in your body to sort of move through you as you're looking at these cards, and just embrace whatever starts to come through you. All right, so we start out with the Chariot. And second card. So this came through reverse. I'm going to show it reverse first. And now I'm going to It's easier to see the image itself when it's upright. Knight of Swords. And then finally, we have Nine of Wands. Alrighty. Hey, Kim. Hey, Natalie. So if you just were coming on, I was just showing the 3 energies of this month. And I'm going to begin to go through each of those energies, knowing that the theme of this month is really about riding the wave of whatever you're starting, whatever you're picking up again, whatever momentum you are receiving is let it come. Find a way to grab the wave and then let it take you wherever it's going to take you. So a side note before I go into the energies of each of these cards is, so I know a lot of you took the worthiness key quiz that I had posted last week and emailed out to you. So those of you, and quite a few of you, I saw from the results, that I can look at the results of it, scored as the lion-hearted leader. And so this message this month is going to be particularly relevant to you. It'll be relevant for everybody, no matter what you scored, but even more, it's almost like a special heart message for all of you lion-hearted leaders out there. So this is not showing it's not showing the URL. Okay, so it's not showing the URL. I meant it to. I'm still trying to figure out these slides on Be Live. But anyway, if you haven't taken the quiz, you go to my website at bigbeautifulbreakthrough.com and go to the tab that says Worthiness Key, or just go to You Are Worthy, this URL. I'll try to put that in at the end because for some reason it is not showing. Okay, so moving on. Let's jump into the Chariot. The Chariot, no strings attached. No strings attached. Okay, so the Chariot is all about this month bringing us into heart-centered action. So action born from a place of joy and love and authenticity. And what I really, really freaking love about this card image is that huge medallion, that heart, that floral pink medallion on the heart of the charioteer. Just open, blossoming heart energy. And so when I say no strings attached, we want to think about the strings that sort of pull us back from really fully acting from a place of love and joy. So in the comments, please share what your strings are. What are the strings that kind of hold you back from that? The 4 that came through when I was sitting with this are guilt, huge one, fear, always a common one, sacrifice. So a lot of us are still carrying old beliefs around sacrifice, and that if we are truly fully opening our heart, that we're going to be taken advantage of. And expectation. Okay, so acting from a place of, if I do this, then I will receive this in return. Okay, so all of those tend to be strings, twiggly danglers that don't fully allow ourselves to fully unleash ourselves. So, and so this month, sort of start to bring awareness and ask yourself, what are the strings that you have attached to really, really fully acting from your heart? And also consider the other thing that was coming through with this card is service. So the word service. And this makes sense because we're in the month of Virgo. And really, what is service to you? And this is the piece of wisdom that a lot of us right now are trying to learn, needing to learn, digesting, is that when we act for service to ourselves is service to others. And no, this does not work if we're acting from our ego. But when we are fully acting from our heart, when we serve ourselves, we are serving others. And so so it's switching out of that idea of I have to do this. Being of service is being of service to others, and that makes me a good person. Rather, I am doing this out of a place of love and joy for myself, and through that, I am going to be serving others as well. It's a hard thing for a lot of us who are givers to really fully digest. And so it takes a little while. And so simply sit with those pieces, that question of what are the strings that are kind of fully holding me back. So a couple of examples of how sort of I'm integrating this month is, so talk about movement. I'm going to be going to Peru in about, what is it, like 2 weeks from now, for 10 days. And this is completely service to myself. But it's coming from a place of just complete heart space, knowing that whatever I receive in Peru, wherever it takes me, whatever changes it moves me through, will completely be of service to others as well. And the other piece is I am currently launching this huge new project, which I am like so freaking excited about, which some of you who are watching now have already signed up for, called the Worthiness Project. And if you have not heard about it, if you've not yet signed up, you will hear about it very, very soon. I'm going to be opening the doors for more people very, very soon. And it's a way for me to, and I'm doing it completely at a place of love and joy, because I want to do this, because it's going to just make me feel so happy, of sharing the book that I've written in little pieces with a special, wonderful group of women, and receive their feedback, receive their input, receive their heart shares through the process. So again, it's of service to others, but really I'm doing it because I want to do it. All right. Let's see. Kim says, fear is the biggest string for me right now, I think. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about fear for a second. Fear is a big, big string for all of us all the time. It really is. And the thing about fear is that it doesn't ever go away. It doesn't ever go away. The only thing we can really do is make peace with fear and learn how to have a relationship with fear where we don't give fear the driver's seat. And we can say, okay, yep, I know that's you. So just allowing yourself to really I think that the biggest thing that we can do is simply just allow ourselves to get to know our fear as much as we can, so that we can dialogue with it and that we can move forward despite our fear. And actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, moving to the next two cards, the next card specifically. So let's go to the Knight of Swords. And okay, Knight of Swords reverse. It's not showing. Let me try editing this. No, okay, I'll just share you the quote that came through. So Knight of Swords reversed. And first of all, so in the Chariot card, if you notice, so in typical Chariot card, there's the white horse and the dark horse. So that's the typical Rider-Waite image. And the Mary L deck, she's got the wolves. So there's the white wolves and then there's the dark wolf. So Knight of Swords reversed is actually reflecting our relationship with that dark horse, which is the unknown, which is our relationship with fear. So perfect segue. So the Knight of Swords is the seeker in all of us. And it's the seeker that really just wants to go down the paths that we already know, that are already very, very quite familiar to us. And it's the part of us that always believes that we need to just think this through. If I can just think this through, I will get the information I need and I'll figure it out, right? Okay. So here's the thing. We are going to be finding ourselves this month with this energy present within us, the seeker, asking, what else do I need to know? What do I need to know about this? What do I need to know? And wanting to sort of like have the answers. And there's some, so when we are feeling ourselves sort of wanting information, what we want to ask ourselves is this desire for more information coming from a place of curiosity, or is it coming from a place of resistance, of sort of pulling ourselves back a little bit because we're afraid that we don't have enough information? So sometimes we want to know and know that that part of ourselves is coming from that place of anxiety and fear. So what I actually had quoted here, which is not showing, is, and this is an affirmation that will really help all of us sort of sit with this momentum and sit with sort of the fear that comes up when we feel ourselves moving forward and we're not really sure where it's taking us. So here's the affirmation that, let me try to type it in again. I'll type it in after I say it. I will know exactly what I need to know when I know it. I will know exactly what I need to know when I know it. Or I will know exactly what I need to know. And so knowing that whatever you don't know, you don't need to know. So let me try to put that in. Okay. Let's see. Okay, trying to put it in here. But I need to know when I know it. And as I am typing this in, okay, there we go. So as I'm typing this in, what are you sitting with right now? What resistance is coming up for you? Yeah, like how is that sort of need to know energy and taking the familiar path energy sort of, if it's present, it might not yet be present because we're just starting into these energies, or if it has come up before, so feel free to share. Okay, so so as we're sort of embracing that affirmation and of I will know what I need to know when I know it, there's two practices that are really, really important for us to really fully embrace this Knight of Swords energy in the really positive way, in the allowing this part of ourselves to be present in a really positive, moving forward kind of way, rather than sort of pulling us back. So the first piece is practicing detachment. And so free yourself of expectations. This is a really good moment to feel and think through. Are you holding on to any expectations of what is going to happen through whatever you're starting this month, whatever you are restarting this month, whatever action you're in, movement you are taking? Are you holding on to certain expectations? And can you let those expectations go? Can you sort of feel into and look into any emotional attachments you have to those expectations? And as I said, with anything is an emotional attachment, anything emotional at all, finding compassion, finding acceptance for that part of you, and creating space around it. See, I feel like Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim typed it in. Okay. Okay, so detachment is the first piece. Detachment and letting go of emotional attachments, or finding acceptance and compassion for the emotional attachments that you have, and letting go of expectations. The other piece is practicing curiosity. Okay, and this is a really wonderful way to channel this sort of need to know part of ourselves, is practicing curiosity. And so it's really about approaching that energy more like a child, more like a fascinated child. So the child who is like, ooh, this is interesting. This is cool. This is a shiny new thing that I've never seen before. And so like almost like being the observer of your life as it is unfolding, and just allowing yourself to totally be in awe of what is happening. So like a part of yourself is sort of like watching it as if it's like a movie that's unfolding where you don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be so cool and so fun, and like, yeah, that place of, okay. So when we are able to embrace curiosity and detachment, that, so this is the, this is a little paradox of it all, because that is where the truth comes in. That is where we will actually know more than we had before, because it totally takes off the pressure valve, totally removes the pressure from it. And so whatever we do need to know, that's a free and clear channel to come through. All right. So how's all this sitting with you? Give me some likes and hearts and comments, and let me know how this is all sitting as we now move into the third energy of the month. There we go. Knight of Wands. So Nine of Wands. I love this image. Here we go. Right? That tiger. I mean, that tiger. Give yourself over to it. Oh, hey, Kat. Glad you're here. Give yourself over to it. I mean, come on. That tiger is freaking amazing. So this energy, and I want to talk about this energy after the Knight of Swords, because this energy is so strong and so powerful. And so it's exactly where at last with the Knight of Swords, we're talking about sort of how to get out of our own way. And then this card is showing us it's so freaking important to get out of your own way, because, oh my gosh, we all have this incredible creative energy that is like ready to be fully unleashed within us, bigger than in a very, very long time. A very, very long time. So this is why we don't want to go down those familiar paths, because we are each individually completely blazing and burning and creating our own paths right now. New paths. Joe says loves the tiger. Yeah. So this is exactly why it's so important to really, really trust this part of ourselves that is this huge momentum and creative force, and not to question it. Simply to, what we're really doing this month is we're just allowing and creating space for our creative powers to take hold of us, and to fully, and just to literally like let it take us over and move us forward. And so, yes, so what does this feel like? And feel free to please comment in the, let me know in the comments. How does your creativity like sort of take hold of you? What does it feel like? To me, it's like, it's passion, it's drive. Something that came through was allowing, even when this energy completely sort of disrupts your schedule. Whoops. So, so it may be disrupting your sleep schedule. It may be totally messing with your routine. And because when our creative abilities and powers speak to us, they speak to us, and it's like it's on some other schedule other than what we can control. So when it flows, we just have to surrender to it and let it flow. Keely says, all these cards call to my inner wild woman, curious, no expectations, allowing. I love that. Yes, exactly. And so we're continuing with that wild woman archetype. I love that. Yes. And this energy completely embodies our inner wild woman, and really giving ourselves over to her and trusting her like we have never trusted her before. Okay, so what else? Okay, so, and I had named this forecast, Give It All You've Got. Give It All You've Got, because of this energy, because we just really, really want to feed her. Not only like, so we're creating space for her, we're not holding her back. Another important thing, not to hold ourselves back, not to dampen it, not to constrain it. And so sort of getting out of our own way. And then also feeding it, you know? So what is going to feed your creativity? What is going to feed your passion? What's going to feed your drive? Because we really want to take advantage of this wonderful force that is moving through us, that has been sort of it's been like in waiting. Been many parts of this country actually had to keep ourselves inside because everything was happening outside, and going deep inward and feeling and going backwards and feeling and just knowing that so much is building and yet not having the capacity to move forward. And so now it's like the drain has been unclogged and we are just like, boosh. So write it, give it all you've got. This doesn't happen and that often to this degree that it's going to be happening. So this has another really important reason to really give it all you've got right now, is that this has really important ramifications for the months and even years ahead. So it's as if so we've planted, so that the seeds that we've planted are now beginning to sprout, and the, gosh, I'm sorry, my language of seeds and plants and everything is very poor. So if I'm getting it wrong, please correct me. But the growth that comes is creating a direction, right? And so what we've been doing this summer is we've actually been clearing the soil of all the rocks and debris, so that growth can come up straight and strong. And so whatever direction it is moving, it's going to actually be to determine the direction of the coming months and even coming years. I mean, we really are coming into a whole new cycle here. And so really just allowing the clarity, knowing that whatever direction it's going is the right direction, knowing that it's going to be creating sort of a blueprint for the coming time. Kim, yes, passion and inspiration. I love that. When creative energy disrupts your routine. So true and powerful. Yes, totally. Yes. Okay. So that is Nine of Wands. And so just before we go back through and to give a little summary, there's two major pieces that that this process this month is also opening us further into, and something that we can really gain from really learning how to ride the wave, get out of our own way, and fully kind of give ourselves over to our creative powers, and to fully and to learn how to really fully act out from our place of from our heart, and knowing that when we're acting from our heart, it comes from this very, very pure place. So two things we're getting out of this process this month. First one is trust. So we're really, really learning how to trust ourselves, and that And trust in, trying to find the right way to say this. Trust in the full capacity of our presence. Trust in the full capacity of our creative powers, knowing that when we fully unleash this part of ourselves, there's such this thin line between creation and destruction. And so many of us, we fear our creative powers because there's something that we know that it can tip us into destruction. And so this month, by really allowing ourselves to fully act from our heart, we are really, really learning how to trust the full capacity of our creative powers when we are really give ourselves over to that. When we really, really, really allow ourselves to unleash. When we fully take off all those strings and just completely go off leash, we are majorly shifting the trust that we have in ourselves. So, trust. Trust, let me know if you resonate with that. Second one is hope. Okay, so, and this is so important for us all to receive right now. And this actually, when I was shuffling the cards, interestingly, this is the word that came through first, before I even drew the cards, was hope. And then I drew the cards, it was like, hope, huh? Then the cards really speak hope. And then I realized at the end, no, it's like the message as a whole is really giving us a sense of hope, because we are getting a glimpse through the incredible energetic momentum that we are experiencing this month, really getting a glimpse over into what is in our near and distant future. We're really getting almost like looking through a telescope and seeing the potential and possibilities before us. And so yes, it's giving us vision and sight for what we're really truly capable of. And like I said before, that imprinting of the new growth, the direction that's taking us, knowing that yes, momentum is going to shift. We are right now have a huge surge of momentum, so we're not going to be kind of moving and feeling like this in the coming months, especially as we move into fall and winter and we start to slow down. But it's the direction. It's the direction and the course that we have set for ourselves, that we can really, really see a huge difference happening. And we know that we are in a different era. We know this is a new journey. We know it's taking us somewhere totally different than before, and somewhere that we have manifested, that we have completely intended. So, all right, trust and hope, yes. Where are we without those? Yes, so true. I love that. Where are we without trust and hope? So, so important. Okay, so any other questions, personal reflections, questions as I have you on live, as I begin to wrap up this reading? So we've got the, so we got the Chariot with our heart, open-hearted medallion. So coming from a place of service, no strings attached, and acting from a place of joy and love for ourselves, and that extends out from us to others. We fill our cup and other people's cups then afterwards. As our cup is full, it overflows and it reaches into the hearts of other people. So heart-centered service and service to ourselves and others. And then we had Knight of Swords, getting out of our own way, embracing the voice within us that wants to know, knowing that I will know exactly what I will need to know when I know it. Embracing curiosity, the curiosity of a small child in awe of what is unfolding. and practicing detachment, letting go of expectations. And then we had 9 of Wands, giving ourselves fully over to our creative powers, letting it off leash, unleashing it, getting out of our own way, creating space for it, no matter how inconvenient it might be, and our first reaction to it, and feeding it, feeding our creativity, knowing that this wave is not going to stick around forever. When it comes, we need to ride it. And knowing that this process is bringing us into fuller trust with ourselves and a place of hope for the future. All right, that is our forecast. Please feel free to leave any comments after I end this. And let's see, do I have any announcements? Okay, so again, let me try to put it into the comments. Okay, hold on a second here. Oh, no, it's not letting me. Okay, it's not letting me. Okay, go to bigbeautifulbreakthrough.com, my website, and go to the Worthiness Key to find out your Worthiness Key if you have not yet taken the quiz. And stay tuned for more information about the Worthiness Project, which is going to be an invitation to get to know me and my work a little bit more and get some feedback from me. Come into a safe and sacred space of community with other women and let go of those lies of unworthiness that you may still be carrying. So if that interests you, you are happy to PM me and I will share more about it. If not, stay tuned to learn more about that on the list and on my Facebook page. If you're not personally connected to me, though, you will need to personally connect to me in order to learn more about it, because I am keeping invitations to personal contacts only. Okay, so if it intrigues you, just get in touch. All right, thank you, Keely, for watching. Kim's last comment, it all makes sense, and I love that notion of trust and hope in the overall message. Yes. Thank you. All right, I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you all for watching live. Thank you all who watched the replay. Bye.